My name's Adam Blake. I'm the Strategic Initiatives Director here at Oliabo, which pretty much just means I kind of have my hands in everything. So all of the strategic initiatives that we're currently doing with back office design, back office setup, everything from commissions, how we're going to be paying commissions, to setting up customer support, customer service, working on the tax side of things, the merchant, as far as how we're gonna, charge people for orders, but not only that, like I said, the payment side of it, how we're gonna pay people their commissions on those orders. So that's kind of what I'm doing currently, is I just kind of have my hands in everything and trying to just align as much as we can to get this launched as fast as possible. But not only as fast as possible, we want to make sure that everything is set up properly before we do that. Because the last thing that we want is to launch this and have one of those systems not work properly and create a negative experience for you or your customers. So that's part of what we're working on right now. So a little bit about my history. Like Patricia said, I started in network marketing back in 2004 at another very, very large company. I was there for, what was it, 14, a little over 14 years. And from that, I ended up transitioning to another company. And I've been there now for the past 8 or so years. And I ended up getting a call from Gordon, or a text, actually. It was pretty funny. He texted me and he just says, or he says, so dot dot dot, Adam, what are you up to? And I was thinking, I haven't heard from Gordon in so long. He must have something. And so he ended up inviting me to come into the office, meet with them, and kind of learn about Oliabo and what was being put together. And it was for me a no-brainer. This is something I need to jump into. Working with Dr. D and Patricia and some of the individuals who I get to now work with on a day-to-day basis that I was working with, in a past lifetime. It's been so fun to kind of get back together with all of these individuals, like Ray is another one. Um, but that's kind of my background. That's kind of my history and story. So I talked about all of the strategic initiatives and stuff that I've been working on. Part of what I was asked to talk about on the call today was the updates from last night's call. So, for those of you who don't know, we do a call every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Now, we record all of those calls. They don't always come out right away, and that's because we don't want the playbacks to be very long. So, any of the portions of those, like the introductory when we're waiting for people to jump on, at the end, if there's some time that's just in there that's maybe even 30 seconds, we go through and we edit that stuff out so that when you're sharing those with your customers, they have a much trimmed down version of just the nitty gritty of the call and the most important, the meat of the call, if you will. So last night's call, we haven't done that with yet, but we will be getting that out for you guys to be able to share with your teams, the recap. But for today, I just wanted to go kind of over some of the things that we talked about on the call. First off, there is going to be a rebrand of what your back office looks like. So I'm going to show that to you now. Patricia, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
So this is what the back office is going to look like as soon as we flip the switch. And actually, that's probably going to be happening, I would guess, within the next few days. So we're getting very close on this design. There's a couple of edits that we're asking for. We just sent over a list of things that we want changed. Shopping cart being one of them, and the shopping flow. That's what we've been working on this morning. But if you're looking at your screen, you're going to see that you also have this quick enroll button. If I click on this quick enroll button, it's going to take me to the registration. So if I have an individual that I'm talking to and I want to get them signed up in Oliabo, I can actually do that for them. So again, if you just go and click on this quick enroll link here in the top right corner, you can go in to the registration page, fill out their information. And then from there, it's going to send them a welcome email. And it's going to say, welcome to Oliabo. Here's your information. Go to this link to set up your back office. There, they're going to agree to the terms and conditions, the policies and procedures, and then they're going to set up their password and things in the reset if they would like. But keep in mind, with that password, you're creating their password if you do the form for them. So you need to make sure you're giving them that password as you pass along that information to them. So while we're on this registration form, there's another aspect I was asked to go over today, which is the different countries throughout the world that we're planning on operating in. And so I always reference people back to this registration form. This is the same form you're going to see if you were to click on your enrollment link at the top of your current back office. So your current back office has this enrollment link, but it's actually listed up here. And the version of the back office now is all green in color, but you'll see it at the very top, you'll see your enrollment link. That's what you've been sharing with individuals to get them signed up. And all that does is it's the same link as this. It's going to take them to the registration form. So I've been referencing this registration form whenever people are asking about the markets that we're looking at opening up, because here in the country dropdown, we're updating this on a regular basis. So if you see countries that are in here, these are the countries that we're currently doing our due diligence on to see what it's going to take to operate in those markets. We started with these ones specifically because these markets should be easier for us to move into. One important thing to note is that not all of these countries are going to be opened day one when we first get started. So people out there have been talking about, well, France is on the list, so I know France is going to be available. We need to make sure we're changing our messaging to France is a market that Oliabo is currently looking into moving into. It's not a guarantee that we're going to move into France. Reason being, we want to make sure that we do all of our due diligence on our side to make sure that France is going to be a market that we can operate in successfully. And what I mean by that is government regulations, as far as what are they going to require from not only us as corporate, but from the distributors in that market. I'll give you an example. If you look at Canada and the province of Quebec, everybody that's in that province has to have a seller's license. And so the way that that works is they actually have to approach the government with a form that they send to corporate to sign off on and say, yes, this person is a seller of our products. They then have to submit that form to the government and pay a fee. Then the government comes back and says, okay, you're approved as a seller. Here's your actual seller's license. And they give them an actual seller's license that they need to have on them whenever they're doing trade shows or anything and actually talking about product. And just using that specific province in Canada as an example, because there's little things that are going to be different throughout the world. There's different aspects of the business side, but there's also different aspects of the product side. So anytime that we're looking at moving into different markets, back to France, we need to make sure we're doing our due diligence on the products as well. Are there going to be any issues with the amount of products that we can send into France? On the business side, are we going to need to register the company or the products? So I'm just using these as examples with the way that these markets are going to start to develop. We have a meeting this afternoon, actually, to go through the markets that we plan on opening up in from day one. And I can tell you right now that's on that list is the US and Canada. However, I do expect that list of countries to expand based off of our meeting today. But just know for now, US and Canada are for sure what we plan on launching with. So that's what I wanted to talk about with the markets. And again, this list gets updated. So if we find a reason that we need to put a hold on a certain market, you might find that it drops off the list. And the only reason we would do that is to slow down the amount of people that are getting signed up in that market. So we can still keep all of the people who are currently signed up in that market, but we just don't want to end up adding more and more people that are then going to be questioning, well, when is it coming? When is it coming? When is it coming? Because that's more people that we have to send that mass message out to. So watch this list for those updated countries. And okay, so the other big update, a couple updates. One, and we talked about this 2 weeks ago on the call, our Prima packaging. So originally the plan was for the Prima to come in a tin can. Unfortunately, with some of the things going on in China right now between tariffs and different aspects, it's taking much longer to get those tin cans developed and made in China. And so we're pivoting. We're still going to go with the tin can, but for the first portion of the product launch, you're going to see that those are going to come in a bag. It'll be in the same sachets where it'll have the 4 capsules inside of those sachets, and there'll be 30 sachets per bag. And those are going to be a limited time version. So, for any of you who've been part of a company when it first launches, a lot of times the packaging isn't what it's going to be eventually, and it actually becomes collector's pieces. So, at the company I came from, 24 years ago, whatever that was, um, they had bottles of a liquid, and those became collector's pieces for people who were there at the beginning. They would show those bottles, and this is where we came from and where we started, and this is where we are now. So I encourage everybody on this call, get one of those bags because that's going to be a collector's piece for you guys. It's going to be a limited time run. So as soon as we switch over to the tin can, it's not going to be something we're likely going to go back to. So again, launching day one, Prima is going to be coming in a bag with 30 sachets per bag. Tin cans will be coming soon. My last update for you guys from last night's call is people are asking when are we going to start taking pre-sales of the product. Pre-sales are going to be announced next Tuesday on the 11th. So November 11th on the call, we're going to announce when we're going to open up pre-sales. So that's not saying that we're going to open up pre-sales next Tuesday. What I'm saying is we're going to announce the timeline. We've been saying all along, pre-sales are going to be coming mid-November, and that is still the intention. We're still on track for that. So I encourage each and every one of you to join us on the call next Tuesday, again at 7 p.m. You can find the information. I know there's a lot of people here internationally that are on this call. Go to oliabo.com/launch. Every single time that we have an update to a meeting, such as the Tuesday meetings, or we're now doing comp plan trainings on Thursdays, that's where you will find the login info for those calls. So I highly encourage you, once again, oliabo.com/launch. I'll put that in the chat box here in just a second as well. But oliabo.com/launch is where you're going to go to find all of the corporate info for our corporate calls. Okay, so those are the updates that I wanted to go over for you guys. Tom, Patricia, are there any questions? I haven't been watching the chat.
I thought of one I got asked a number of times last night and earlier this morning.
Sure.
That video that you produced, I know they're doing some editing on it
Yes.
still. And where will that be once it's finally up? Hopefully in just the next few days.
Yeah, so we have a couple of different places. So our social medias, if you just look up Oliabo Official on YouTube, is one place that we are probably going to house that video. Not probably, we will. But also Vimeo. Vimeo is another one. If you look up Oliabo Official on Vimeo, that's where you'll see a lot of our videos. Those are the two places that we're going to be uploading our video aspects as far as like longer videos. That video is 5 to 6 minutes long. And so longer videos, that's where you're going to find those. If we do any short clips like Reels, you're going to find those on Facebook, you're going to find those on Instagram, and you're going to find those on TikTok.
Okay. I had another question. In this country list that you posted up here, is Italy in the horizon or?
Yeah, so Italy is on our list. Obviously, we're an Italian. I mean, the
Yeah.
story is Italian, right? So Italy is on our list. We did remove it from this country drop down that's on your screen right now. Only reason being, we just want to make sure that the business side of it, what that's going to look like. And so, do we need to get business registration set up before we actually move into the market? So we've got some individuals that we've signed up in Italy already, but we're just holding off on signing up more people there until we fully understand the business side of it. And once we do, we'll turn that back on.
Adam, people also want to know about Spain.
Spain is supposed to be added back to the list. So and actually, I don't know how that came off of the list. So that one should be added back.
Okay, so Spain should be on the list.
Yeah, but again, I want to just reiterate this because it's getting out there that these are all the markets we're opening up in, and that's not the case. This is all the markets that we feel very confident that we should be able to move into, but we're doing our due diligence on our side before we pull that or push that button and make those markets available for orders. So right now you can sign up in all of those markets, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to order in those markets until we've finished that due diligence process. And then as soon as we have, then we'll open up those markets one by one, or there might be 3 at a time, whatever it ends up being, but we'll open up those markets for ordering once that time comes.
So Adam,
Philippines,
Adam, how about NFR?
yeah,
Not
all of these are
sale.
NFR. So for those of you who don't know what NFR stands for, it stands for not for resale. In other words, it means personal consumption only. So what does that mean? I can order enough product for myself for at least 3 months at a time. So I can order up to a 3-month supply of any given product. But that's for my own personal consumption. So what that means is I can't order 6 months worth of product with an intention to go sell the other 3 months. That's not how it works. I can order my own personal for 3 months, and I can go talk to Ray, who's in Portugal, and Ray can go order his own 3 months. That's how an NFR process works, is that you can still share the products with other individuals. They just need to be placing their own orders because the government tracks how much product is actually coming into the market. Once you get big enough in a certain market, then we'll probably look at registering the market and saying, okay, is this a viable market that we feel like we need to have some on the ground operations in? But until we get there, all of our international markets will be NFR.
Mhm.
Speaking of, this wasn't part of my topics, but we've partnered with a shipping company that I've been working with for the past 7 years, and they're absolutely amazing. The shipping company, if you want to look them up, it's called Landmark Global, and Landmark does shipping everywhere, pretty much throughout the world. There's different elements that go into those shipments as far as some of them will be delivered DDU, which just means delivery duties unpaid. Some, actually, most of their markets are DDP, which means the delivery duties are paid. So when it arrives to that customer in that market, they don't have to pay any of the taxes or duties or anything for it to come across the border. Most of our markets are going to be DDP, meaning they're already paid. They've got also very fast shipping processes. I've tested several global shippers, and out of the ones that we've tested, not only was Landmark cheaper, but they were getting it there on average by a day faster.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Adam, are you going to be able to update the list of the countries? They asking me. Okay, Eli is asking. Are they going to be able to update the list of all the countries, including Spain and Italy?
Yeah, so Italy's not going to be updated until we get some more information back. Spain is already on our list with the developers to add that back into the list.
Let's go around the world here, though. Now I got Philippines coming up.
Yeah, Philippines is already on the list.
Okay, awesome.
Yep, Philippines is already on
I
the
think we
list.
missed
So,
that one. Okay.
Makes
yeah, I can share my screen here real quick and I'll just.
There is a question right there for Adam.
So we've got Australia, Canada, France, Germany, Ireland, Mexico, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Philippines, Portugal, South Africa, Sweden, Taiwan, United Kingdom, and the United States.
Awesome.
And Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma is its own country.
Oh, this is a question. Are the Mortons under some agreement that will prevent them from introducing a mangosteen product eventually?
No, so if you look at one of our products that we've talked about on our calls, it's a product called Flex. I know Tom's got a really good story about this, and Ray does as well. But Flex is a product that's going to be a topical product that you put on your skin, and it helps with joint flexibility and muscle soreness. And so within that product is also the pericarp oil, which comes from the mangosteen.
Oh, thank you. Anything? Ask this.
Canada, are you sure it is 3 month NFR supply? I heard it changed in based on two months or
To a
6.
2 month supply. So the question is, are we sure that Canada's a 3 month supply? I heard it changed to a 60-day supply, or in other words, 2 months. So as far as I'm aware, that I haven't heard of that change, but I can definitely ask our shipper because they know all of those rules and regulations as they come out.
Thank you.
So with the NFR, they can only order one Prima for 3 months or two.
They can order 3 Primas at a time. So you in any given order
Hmm,
can't be more than a 3 month supply for one individual. So
hmm,
you also, that's a good point. You also can't make the argument that, well, this product is for Adam and his wife, so I'm going to order 6 Primas because that's three per person, right?
mhm.
That's how it works. The customs is going to look at it as, is this a 3 month supply of product? I'm assuming that's going to one person.
Right. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, great. Any other questions? Tom, do you have any other questions?
Just that Kali wanted me to point out that powerplayers.com/news-feed has all this information. This call, it'll be posted there probably later today or first thing tomorrow. Oh, somebody brought it up. Who brought that up?
I did.
Somebody's quick. Oh, okay. He knows more than I do about Zoom. Thank you, Adam, for doing that. So there's a lot of information right there. So if you don't have that link, go ahead and make sure you have that. Let's see, I'm looking for any other questions here. I know on the Q&A there was a question about, let's see, I don't know where this person is because they didn't say, but they'd love the call to be 30 minutes earlier if possible. I realize it's what 2200 hours is what 10 o'clock their time or something already. So they may be even further east than we expect. But I don't know. We'll talk about it and see. But Ray's going, I don't know. Ray's probably booked up all day long and just kicking out hours he can, from what I understand. So also there's a question, can there be an option for the can or the bag? I don't know. I got a lot of nuts and bolts, so I need a lot of cans. And, and then a question about, can they input their credit card information before actually ordering?
So
Is
like
that-
save a payment method.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's something that we're working on as well. So there's going to be a billing field that you'll be able to save your payment method, but also a way for you to be able to go into the billing tab and add different payment options. So if you had, let's say, 3 credit cards you might want to use over time, you'd be able to go to add all of those.
Okay, good. Good.
So when we pre-order, are we going to be charged with a credit card or debit card? What?
Right away.
Right away?
So the way that it's going to work is once we open up pre-orders, you're going to be able to go in and process your order. You will be charged for the order. And sorry, I was just making a note. You'll be charged for the order, but then the way that it's going to work is the volumes and everything are going to calculate, but we won't pay the commissions until we actually ship the product. So once the product has shipped, and the reason for that is if anybody comes back to us and says, I changed my mind on that specific order, I want to change my order to this, or they want to make changes to it in that time frame, that allows us to go recalculate the commissions and things before they're actually paid.
Wonderful.
That's the way that process will work.
So here's the questions. Can we, I'm going to translate it. Can we ask or can we order $200 every month? That it means we are consuming. Okay, so if two people are consuming $200, that would be $600 quarterly.
Yeah, so I think I understand the question is
Okay.
probably this, that the NFR rules state you can only have 3 months of supply that comes across the border. So if it's me and my spouse and we're ordering 200 per month over a 3 month span, that's technically 6 months worth of product. That's perfectly fine. What customs is looking for is that one specific order or within a short amount of time frame that you're not ordering more than a 3 month supply at a time. So in my experience, if you place an order once a month, and even if that order once a month is 3 Primas, you're not going to have any issues with it going through customs.
Hmm.
Okay.
Once a month, 3.
So
Hmm.
yes. So that was
This-
okay. She said great. She understood.
So there's a question about enrolling in the Philippines. When they recruit in the US, will they be paid right away? So if you're in a market that you're not necessarily able to order in right away, but you're recruiting in other markets, you're still going to be able to earn commissions because the first level of our pay plan is that you don't have to have a personal order yourself. And so you'll still be able to earn commissions based off of those individuals that you are enrolling in those markets.
There's
Excellent.
another question about crypto or stable
yeah.
coins.
As far as a payment type,
Yeah.
that we haven't discussed yet. So I can put that on my notes as well.
Okay.
Good question. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
No, I'm out of questions here. So let me see.
Let's see.
Tom, do you have any other questions? Anybody else? Any
I
questions?
think we're about ready. Adam, anything else to jump in on?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm just super excited about what we've got in the works. There's some of it that we've shared, but there's a lot of it that we haven't shared with you guys yet, and that's on purpose. Whenever you're coming out with stuff, you want to do it kind of in stages and get people excited around one thing so they fully understand how it's going to work. Then you introduce the next aspect, and then the next aspect. We've got a lot of stuff in the hopper and in the works. The one thing I didn't and forgot to mention was the holding tank. So that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
question for a while now is when is the holding tank coming? So we are doing testing on that right now. We just tested it yesterday, sent it back to the developers on a few changes that we want to see. But that should be coming very soon. For those of you who don't understand what I mean by the holding tank, anytime that you sign up a new individual, they're automatically put both sponsored and placed right here on your front line. The holding tank is going to be a list of individuals. So you'll click on the holding tank. It's going to give you a list of individuals who you've signed up within the last 60 days. And if they haven't already been placed, they're going to be showing in that list. It's going to continue to pay commissions until they're assigned somewhere. It's going to pay the commissions based off of them being on your front level. So what I mean by that is if someone comes in and places an order on day one from the time they enroll, if you haven't placed them somewhere by the end of the week, you're going to get everything paid to you for the sprint, obviously. But future, now let's look at, okay, well, what happens if I go a whole nother month and that person still hasn't been moved? Well, the baseline is also going to pay you as if they are front line to you because you haven't put them otherwise. So the system's going to say they're still sitting there on the front line. That's how we're paying it. If you go in and move them right away, it's going to just start paying them wherever you moved them to from there moving forward. So in other words, let's say that I'm up here. I've got Ray below me on my first level. I've got Tom over here, and I've got Dr. D and Patricia over here. I could technically, if I want with the holding tank, I can take Dr. D and Patricia, leave them sponsored front line to me, but I could move them down underneath Tom for placement structure. That helps Tom because now that's going to count for one of his team requirements that he needs. Okay. And so that's what I mean. It's going to allow you to be able to move those. I'm not sure what just happened, but
I don't either.
hey, I can say that wasn't me. My hands were both up here.
I'm not doing it. I'm floating up here.
Yeah,
Ray
that's
has a question.
Yeah.
how the holding tank will work. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, Adam, thank you so much. We all appreciate you so much. You did a great job on the intro video last night too. Want to
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Acknowledge that. I think of what's just a paramount is that we get a little back office tutorial. I hate to say it, you're probably going to be the guy to do a little video that is fairly detailed for back office navigation.
Yep.
Put that on the list. You're always prepared, so you probably already have it on a list. But so often, I mean, we all get the calls, you know. And look, I get it. I'm not very technical myself. Some people have trouble with email, and they really they go into shock when they have to log on to a back office. So a little bit of tutorial would really be helpful, and I'm sure you're thinking about that.
Absolutely, because I understand that too, Ray. Whenever you're not comfortable with a back office, there's a learning curve. It's okay, now I'm going in and I'm just clicking on things. I don't even know what those are going to do. I just have to go try and figure it out myself. So I completely agree that if you have a demonstration of once I click here, this is why I would click here, and this is the information that I'm going after once I click here.
Awesome.
Thank you, Adam. Ray,
Yes,
is there a way you can please share with us the power of triplication before we?
sure, absolutely. But you don't want to see me with notes.
Oh, it's all good. We all
I'm
have
da-
notes everywhere.
I'm dangerous with notes. Well, first of all, kind of like I said last night, we're all in business. I'm assuming there's probably not any guest on this call. There's existing distributors that have already signed up in the company. So I'm going to make the assumption that it's a business that you want to build here at Oliabo. I don't blame you. We're in a unique spot. We're brand new. We got life-changing products. I mean, really, these are going to be life-changing for people. And the whole world's looking for natural shortcuts to better health, and it's a good thing to always keep that in mind. And they're also looking to make more money. So the audience, it's about as large as it gets. I hear this often from people, I don't know anybody. Well, look, total strangers can recruit a total stranger to go help them rob a 7-Eleven store. So that's not a real good excuse for me. Just meet people, good manners don't cost anything. A smile don't cost anything. Just meet people wherever they are. And we all have a list. We're just a little bit afraid to call that list sometimes. We all got a list of a good 25 to 50 people that believe in us, they like us, and they trust us. So write that list out. Physically write it out on whatever, and just start picking up the phone and talking to people. It's always a timing issue with all of us in life. I mean, I think when people get engaged, it's a timing issue. Whatever it is, the timing just happens to be right for people. And when you catch them when the time is right, and the time's almost always right for people looking for better health and people that want to make money. So get a hold of the people that believe you, that like you and trust you, and invite them to a Zoom, invite them to maybe a call with your upline. So you get started right there. I love this compensation plan. Gordon calls it 3 and Me. Some of you are very capable, and some of you already have demonstrated that you're capable of sponsoring a whole lot more people than 3. But I think you have a better chance at becoming successful in network marketing if you do sponsor 3 people that's, got a desire to build a business and work with those 3, because you can drive that depth. You get 3 and you work with them, they get their 3, that's 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. It grows just like that. Everybody in that scenario that I'm talking about is getting a check from the company. As that business grows deep, everybody's check gets just a little bit better and a little bit better. And it's self-gratifying. So I encourage you, get your 3. Certainly sponsor more than that if you're capable, but work and concentrate on 3 people. I'll just take you back, if you missed what I said last night, a preview of how we built the Zango business and became the poster child of the network marketing industry for a good decade or longer. We started out just this way. The leadership, I was fortunate enough to be second level to the company under the master distributor, Dwayne Dyer. So we got together in the beginning and we discussed this with the few key people at the top of the organization. And we decided that if it was going to be a business for us, we were going to do it the right way. And the compensation plan was such that if you were on a 2-case juice auto ship, we called it at the time, it's called subscription here. I like the subscription better than. And we decided if you were on a 2-case auto ship, then you had really what the equivalent is of what we call double down here. So if you're on a 2-case subscription for our products here, whichever ones you want, just 200 CV, let's put it that way, then you're entitled to the double down, which means when you sponsor me in the business, obviously you make 25% off my first purchase, and you're going to make 10% off the people that I bring in the business with their purchase. So it makes all the sense in the world to get started that way. It's easy for me to say that anyway, because this is so conveniently packaged, our Prima product. It's a 30-day supply for a person. Most of us still have a significant other. So it's easy for us to get on a subscription for 2 Primas every month. And my strong recommendation to everybody here is going to be the kind of product you want to take on a daily basis for good health. So start out in the proper place. Get on subscription just as soon as you possibly can for 2 Primas at least. And an initial order, you'll probably want some of this wonderful olive oil that I'm looking forward to getting as well. Get your initial order going, get a subscription for 2 cases of Prima, because it's not a secret. It's just what people do. People will generally, if you're sponsoring me in the business, I'll say, what did you do? If you came in with only 1 Prima per month and 100 CV, I'm probably going to duplicate that. We're in the duplication business. So teach your organization from the beginning. It's called 3andMe. Get 3 good people you can work with. Everybody's on a 2 Prima subscription every month, and simply duplicate that through your organization and stay tight. I mean, call the people that you personally sponsor. I talk to the people that I've personally sponsored here sometimes several times a day. Not to bother them, to see how I can help them. So do the same. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to stay in personal contact with 3 people that you've personally enrolled. And if you want to build a fine-tuned machine in network marketing, communication is the most important thing that I could probably share with you right here today. You want to make darn sure if there's a Zoom tonight, I got one tonight. Hey, everybody knows it. Somebody can send you that Zoom link. I've got one at 8:00 on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. I got one at Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I just play a little small part in it because I've delegated the major part to my friend. I call him Thunder from Down Under, Malcolm Wallace. He lives way on the other side of the world. He's East Coast time plus 12 hours, but he's very, very efficient in telling the Oliabo story. Very efficient with the compensation plan. Very technical, by the way, where Dr. Armando and I, we're all thumbs, when it comes to that. Malcolm is very technical guy. He'll do a great Zoom, and I play a part in the Zoom, but we have those. So always communicate. I tell you what I like to do. If you've personally sponsored by me, you know this. If there's a Zoom tonight, you're going to get a text from me, even though I know that you know the link, you know the time, but you're going to get a friendly reminder from me. Tonight is the Zoom. Bring some guests and be there. And you'd be amazed at what it'll do for your attendance. You'll be amazed at what it'll do for the growth of your business. We're the CEO of Us Incorporated. You want to be successful in life, believe me, it takes hands-on. It takes developing those personal relationships and having friends that you learn to love and that you travel with, you share personal stories with. It's all of that. It's the finest business, I think, in the world. If you can take a poor boy from Oklahoma that was, had no real hope in life of being successful financially to a point where you earn more money than you could possibly ever dream of, then I know this industry is for you. And I know that I've seen 40 years now, I've seen a lot of companies. I've never, ever seen one that has the capabilities that Oliabo has. And like I said last night, you get one chance to be first. This is where we are. It's almost always, there's rare exceptions to the fact the largest earners in this industry got started early on. Now, just getting started early on is not going to guarantee it. Getting started early on and putting activity into your business, being available, being on the Zooms, being on the corporate Zooms, learning everything you can learn, it means total involvement. I'll say, probably all of you are tired of me saying this, but it's meant so much to me in my life. I always going to say it. My mentor, Jim Rohn, said, find the right company at the right time. It's talking about this industry. Find it at the right time. Well, we're at the right time, no doubt. And build your business literally as if your life was hanging in the balance for 90 days, could set you up for life. I did that, I just took it to heart and said, this man must know what he's talking about. I went for it. My third month check was $5,310 and change. And 40 years ago, that was a fair amount of money, believe it or not. It doesn't sound like a lot. It's still a lot of money if you don't have any. But 40 years ago, it was a lot of money. I was earning more money in 90 days. A poor, broke boy, uneducated, a lot of self-image problems, communication problems. In 90 days' time, with that formula, finding the right company at the right time, working 90 days like my life depended on it, because financially it did. I was earning more money than my friends with high-paying jobs. I mean, it opened my eyes. Like it was like, wow, there is a secret to success in this industry. And it was given to me by the best, a man by the name of Jim Rohn. He's in heaven today, but he left a phenomenal library. Still does tens of millions of dollars worth of business, and probably been in heaven for 10 years now. So I encourage you to get involved with self-development. Maybe you like Tony Robbins. Maybe you like Dr. D. Anybody, somebody that turns you on, that gives you some direction of how to be successful. Just read books, be a reader of books, attend all the meetings that you can, attend all the conferences that you can, attend the Zooms, all the Zooms that you can, and always, always have a list of candidates that you're wanting to invite to the information. Folks, I promise you, you are at the right place at the right time. A friend of mine often says, when did you ever give anything in your life 100%? Says it's the time. If you've raised your hand and said, this is the one I've been looking for, it's the time. I challenge you, give it your 100% for a minimum of 90 days. Hey, try to do it for 6 months if you can. I don't think you'll ever look back and you'll say, that was some of the best advice I ever got. Well, that's my altar call today. I'm inviting you to go for it, because there's great rewards at the end of going for it. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you so much, Ray. You're so inspirational, and I learned a lot from you from the beginning of this angle, and so I
Thank you.
appreciate you. I'm grateful.
I appreciate you too, Patricia, you as well. And
Thank
Tom,
you,
I
Ray.
appreciate you. And we're glad that our girl is feeling better, doing better.
Yeah.
Everybody, thank you so much. I mean, I really appreciate it. Adam, you're the best. I hope you're still
Yes,
there.
it is.
Yep.
I wanted to say something before we close, just a point of view from, as we close. I just wanted to share something that comes from the journey as an athlete, as an Ironman, a marathoner. I've learned that success doesn't always go to the fastest person. This isn't just, it's not a race. It goes to the ones who refuses to give up, those that find their rhythm and they keep moving forward no matter what. So with Oliabo, we're all running right now our own races, and some of us are sprinting, others are pacing themselves. And I just want to let everybody know that don't give up. Take your time if that's what you want to do. It's not about, it's not about who's going to get there. It's about who's going to get there. Set goals for yourselves and join the meetings. When I'm preparing for a race, I got to train myself. I have to train my mind. I have to train my body. I know what kind of foods to eat. And so we're all in such a beautiful momentum right now that I think that if we really, really want to win and get our people, the team, to reach their goals, I think that we need to stay together. We need to feed our minds. Yes, Ray, reading is one of the most important things for that, for our mind to change. When I'm running, I change my music to Jim Rome, Mr. Max Maxwell, and it doesn't. I mean, it just opens my mind. It feeds me with ideas, and I start expanding. So yes, it's a beautiful race that we're all in. And remember, it's not the speed that is going to define, what kind of champion you are, but it's those that finish the races, that will get you there and for us to get our team there. So I just wanted to share that.
Well, it was worth sharing. Well said, Patricia. But now, having said that, this is my favorite way to build. I say there's two ways to build: fast and wrong. And I'm kind of joking, but not really. Boy, when you get really excited about what you have, it's time to turn on the afterburners. So build it fast if you can.
Yeah.
Yes. And we want to thank you, Adam, again for taking your time. Tom, Collie Butler, we send our prayers for speed recovery. I mean, she's a true leader. She's out there. She had surgery. She's in the hospital. She's putting this together for all of us to be able to participate, to learn, and to grow together. So, Collie, thank you so much. I know that you're not in the panel, but you're out there. And I can see that you're texting and working. We want you to recover, and also to all those leaders that make, share and spread our meetings event. So thank everybody for that.
Thank you.
And thank
Thank you.
everyone that joined tonight's call, because these meetings don't happen if we don't participate. So thank you for that.
Thanks,
Yeah.
everybody. Join us on the Zoom tonight. Bring some guests, and we'll help get them in your business.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank
Okay,
you.
Adam just put a list of countries up there, so
Oh,
take
great.
a quick screenshot before we shut this down, okay?
I was typing extremely fast to try and
I saw you. You're a fast typer. Thank you.
So there's Philippines I missed in that list, but I think I got everything else.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Hopefully everybody got.
Did you put Spain?
Spain is not on that list just because it's not on our current enrollment,
Okay,
but it will be soon.
but it will be soon. Thank you, Adam. Anything else?
Nope. Thank
I
you.
think we're ready to wrap up. Thank
Yes.
you, Ray, and
Thank you.
Dr. Guzman and Patricia and Adam. Thank you all for joining us, and for all around the world. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm sure we'll be back here next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday with a special guest.
All right. Thanks,
tonight.
everyone.
God
And
bless
see you all
everybody.
tonight.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you.
afternoon and good evening and good morning.
And good afternoon.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Ooh.